Hi, welcome into Prop 5 on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick on the 5 Reasons Sports. I've got Sean Rochester. You can follow him at S. Rochester NBA. Always mention here that you can play these props outside the state of Florida in most of the country on Prize Picks. Use the code 5, FIVE. Get that initial deposit matched, up to $100. You don't have to put it all down at once, but they only are going to match once. So anywhere between 10 and 100, they will match that. There are no rollovers. This is basically free money. And of course, as we can see here on the board, there's a lot to play. NBA, MLB, NHL, women's college. We're going to get into that today. MMA, soccer, regular college basketball, everything. They got everything on here. So check it out, even esports. All right, let's get to it, Sean. Heat and Rockets tonight. Heat coming off a disappointing loss. They're now in Houston as we speak. I don't know if they've activated Tyler yet. Tyler Hero did make the trip. He's listed as questionable. Rozier is going to play. Jimmy is going to play. We'll see how interested he actually is. Heat Rockets tonight. You like the Jalen Green prop on the Rocket side?
Yeah, Ira just tweeted, Spo said that if Tyler does play, he would not start. Said not a strict minutes restriction, but would want to be prudent. So that's about a minute ago, 3 minutes ago. I do have a Jalen Green. Yeah, I have a Jalen Green prop under 3.5 turnovers. I'll put it up here on the board, but I tweeted about this earlier when I was doing my 5 keys to the game. Jalen Green, obviously, he's gotten a lot of attention. He's been playing very well recently. He has went over this number, which is not good, in the last 2 games. Coincidentally, 2 games they lost. So if we're looking at this from the Heat perspective, hopefully he does have over. But for the prop under, he only went over it twice in the whole month of March. So he's had a bad start to April, but generally he's taking care of the basketball. So under 3.5 turnovers.
Okay, we'll see again how many minutes these guys play tonight against Houston. Basically eliminated from playing in contention by Golden State. So not a lot to play for at this stage. They don't have their first round pick though, so no reason to really tank. On the Heat side, I'm going to play Bam tonight. This number has been going down of late, coming off really kind of a poor performance with the exception of about 5 minutes of the game against Philadelphia. But he's at 20.5 points and assists. I don't know. I just feel like the ball's going to be in his hands a little bit more often. He's been he's been fine lately. It's just this last game against Philadelphia, even when he was not matched against Embiid, which was a lot of the time, he just looked disengaged. They weren't really getting the ball consistently. They tend to make an effort to do that afterwards. Also, the thing I kind of always like Bam on the second night of back-to-backs because his conditioning is better than most of the other guys on this team. So I do feel, even as much as they put him through, he's got a little bit more juice than some of the other players on the second night of a back-to-back for the Heat. So I'm going to play him at 20.5. Anything you like on the Heat side?
I like your reasoning with Bam. Obviously, Amen Thompson is kind of their center. Jabari Smith, I would say, size-wise is, and he's a good defender, but not physically a guy that can handle Bam if he wants to go to the basket. And I like the the concept of throwing the assist in there because we know that Bam can be a hub for offense. So I like that one. I would say, and I haven't looked at this, the Duncan Robinson thing, and I don't know, we don't want to turn this into a Heat pod, but like the Duncan Robinson thing, he's probably not even on the board right now. Yeah, with the Tyler news not out yet, Terry's status. If he gets posted, I would keep going under on him, which is concerning from us as Heat supporters, but he just seems to be laboring a little bit. His shot's not going in. The assist and all those extra things that we were glowing about just aren't there right now. So, and who knows how many minutes he plays if he does play.
Good to see Donut Dan and Matt. Van Lee and Donut and also Matt here in the comments. By the way, Amen Thompson not playing tonight. So actually, Bam's going to see Jeff Green a lot. And I like Jeff Green as a player, but he's about 85 years old at this stage. You would figure Bam would have his way with him. All right, let's get to some other NBA props tonight. A little late on this one to get in, but I did like Brandon Miller over on points tonight. Charlotte is playing Orlando, 17.5 for him. I think he's been over 4 of the last 7 on that one. So I kind of liked that prop tonight. On the Orlando side, I was looking more at Wagner than I was at Paolo tonight. I liked Wagner on points and rebounds. Came in at points are at 18. I think points, rebounds, and assists 26.5. To me, that's an interesting play as well. And I might even play that goblin or that demon thing at 20.5 points on Franz today against Charlotte. I don't really think they can do a lot to really disturb him inside. A lot of games tonight, Sean. As we go through it, before we get to the college basketball on the women's side, Thunder's Pacer, Blazers Wizards. I almost feel like we just need to ignore it. I don't, I'm sure we can find a prop in there like your wreath guy. But is there anything else you like you like anything on that game, or Thunder's Pacers, Thunder Pacers, Kings Celtics are two of the better games tonight?
Yeah, I like the Franz Wagner over the points 18. I had that one. I do like Scoot over, I think it's 19 points. That game is
19 and
going
a
to be
half, yeah.
awful. Do not watch that game. I mean, it's just going to be awful.
No,
If
don't
somebody
watch it. No.
And then the other one I liked is in the Warriors game. That would be Curry over 9.5 rebounds assists. That's one of the other ones that I had. Giannis just got ruled out for the Bucks.
Yes, and Dame is playing tonight against the Raptors, and of course the Raptors are in like full-fledged, open, not hiding it tank mode right now. 15 losses in a row. Is Dame on the board? Because I kind of feel like with Giannis out, they will try to get Dame rolling tonight. And he's had big games when Giannis hasn't played. 27.5 points. I would play that. I know how awful Toronto is, and okay, they may blow them out, but Dame is probably going to have the 30 points to blow them out. So I would probably play him over tonight without Giannis playing. All right. Any final NBA props before we get over to the ladies?
No, I put this in earlier. Portis over 15.5 points. That number's changed now, obviously, since the Giannis news came out. And just in the comments from Van Lee, Luka's out. OG Anunoby's in the lineup. He's playing.
Yeah.
Van Lee, if you want to answer that, Ethan, you can do that in one word, probably.
I'm not doing that. No, I'm sorry. That's not. They were up 5-2 and I went to get a pretzel on opening day. That's where I tuned it out. So
there's been more earthquakes in Philadelphia this season than Marlins wins. So interesting kind of events.
Yes, no doubt. I'm right next to Camden Yards here too, so I should be talking baseball, but we're not. All right, let's get to the women's games, and honestly, let's get to the last one, which is the one everybody's really talking about, which is the Iowa game against Connecticut. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like playing both of the stars over. It's just they're both built for this moment. I just feel. I mean, there's been so much conversation about both of them over the past 3-4 days. But I would play both Caitlin and Paige over tonight. I think Caitlin's 33.5 or 32.5, something along those lines. Paige was at 27.5 or 28. There's Caitlin. Caitlin Clark, 33.5 tonight. Paige Bucher's 27 tonight. I feel better about the Clark prop going over, but I honestly would play them both over.
I think, first of all, you don't want to watch that game and root for the under on either of them. Right. You want them to be electric. I do feel also more strongly that Caitlin's going to go over 33.5. Remember, UConn's very banged up. They've had injury problems throughout the season. Paige Bueckers, she's been great. The way that she scores is a lot different than Caitlin Clark, even though she can shoot it too. I think that while Iowa's not a great defensive team, I think that they're going to find ways to take the ball out of Paige's hand. So I would probably go over Caitlin and under Paige. But that's just, my lean on things, because I do think Iowa is going to win this game. I think UConn's magic and the way that Gino's got them there is probably going to run out tonight. In the other game, I don't have I think South Carolina is going to win. I think they're the best team in the country, obviously. But Malaysia Fulwilly, she is electric, dynamic guard. But sometimes Dawn puts her in the doghouse. And that's a prop that you can probably maybe go under. If you want to gamble, I think I'm going to go over, because I think she's another one of those kids that can just really just get hot and just blow up. So got about 12 minutes before that game starts. Should be a really good one with them and NC State.
Yeah, so there's a lot to play right now. Again, we're trying to vary it some because these NBA games in the last week of the season are tough. It's just like we're getting players ruled out an hour and a half before the game, sometimes 30 minutes before the game. Some of these teams don't have anything to play for. Some of them you think they have something to play for, but they really are not acting like it. And others like Toronto are just tanking. Like I was looking at the RJ Barrett props tonight. He is playing apparently, and he's gone over on this assist number over and over. So I was thinking of actually playing it, but I don't know. I mean, if Toronto's leading in that game, they'll shut him down. after the third quarter. Like that's the problem with a lot of these games late in the year. All right, but look at the Heat Rockets props again. I really feel good about the Bam prop. That is, I'm slamming the table on that one. 20.5 points and assists against Jeff Green, second night of a back-to-back. He's the Heat's best conditioned player. I think he delivers tonight. I'm not playing Jimmy under any circumstance. And look at this. 18 and a half. 18 and a half. You know where he was in the playoffs last year? You couldn't get him for under 27 and a half by the end of the playoff run. 18 and a half right now.
I don't know what pod I heard this on today, but I think he scored 20 once, which was last night, and he scored 20 exactly. That's the only time since March 20th that he scored over 20 points.
And the results against good teams are worse. But anyway, conversation for another podcast. Thanks to Sean. Again, follow both of us. Use the code 5, FIV. Have a good night, everybody. Good luck.